In this podcast episode, Ben Shapiro discusses the ongoing legal troubles faced by Hunter Biden. Hunter is currently on trial in Wilmington, Delaware, on federal gun charges for lying on his gun registration form about being a drug addict. The case also involves allegations of tax evasion and money laundering, with Hunter's family members, including his father Joe Biden, being implicated in his activities. Hunter Biden's trial is taking place in a jurisdiction where his father, Joe Biden, won a significant percentage of votes, creating a potentially biased jury pool. The trial has revealed damning evidence, including text messages from Hunter Biden admitting to drug use and his ex-wife finding drug paraphernalia in his car. The defense is attempting to shift blame onto the gun shop for selling him the weapon, despite his false statements on the registration form. The Biden family has been present at the trial, with Jill Biden and other family members showing support for Hunter. President Joe Biden released a statement expressing love and support for his son, emphasizing his resilience in overcoming addiction. However, the trial raises questions about the Biden family's involvement in Hunter's activities and the potential conflicts of interest. The outcome of Hunter Biden's trial could have significant implications for Joe Biden's presidency. An acquittal or hung jury could be seen as a failure of the justice system, while a conviction could raise questions about the Biden family's integrity. The trial highlights the complexities of family dynamics and political influence in legal proceedings. In another segment of the podcast, Shapiro discusses the recent congressional hearing involving Dr. Anthony Fauci. Fauci faced questions about the government's response to the COVID-19 pandemic and allegations of influencing research into the virus's origins. Fauci denied accusations of conducting government business on private email and defended the federal government's leadership during the pandemic. However, new revelations emerged about NIH officials attempting to hide emails to avoid Freedom of Information Act requests related to COVID-19 research. The emails suggested a deliberate effort to conceal information and avoid transparency. Shapiro points out inconsistencies in Fauci's responses to allegations regarding the funding of research at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. Fauci denied any cover-up related to the lab leak theory and claimed to have always been open-minded about the issue. However, Shapiro raises concerns about the potential consequences of funding research that may have contributed to the emergence of COVID-19. Shapiro criticizes the implementation of lockdowns as a response to the pandemic, citing evidence that they led to increased transmission within households. He questions the effectiveness of social distancing measures and highlights the negative impact of prolonged lockdowns on the economy and mental health. He argues that alternative strategies, such as shielding and protecting the elderly, could have been more effective in controlling the spread of the virus. Shapiro discusses the role of political actors in delegating power to scientific experts like Fauci during the pandemic. He criticizes the suppression of dissenting views, such as the Great Barrington Declaration, and highlights the coordination between the federal government and social media to silence discussions on the lab leak theory. He emphasizes the need for accountability and transparency in decision-making during public health crises. Shapiro analyzes Joe Biden's approach to immigration, particularly his handling of asylum cases and border crossings. He criticizes Biden for allowing migrants to roam freely in the United States without proper adjudication of their cases. He highlights the impact of Biden's policies on border security and the need for effective measures to address illegal immigration. Shapiro discusses Biden's foreign policy decisions, focusing on his approach to Israel and the conflict in Gaza. He criticizes Biden for pressuring Israel to accept a deal that was not offered and for interfering in the country's internal affairs. He highlights the importance of supporting Israel's right to defend itself and criticizes Biden's lack of a clear political plan for resolving the conflict. Shapiro comments on the media's coverage of political events, including the election of Claudia Sheinbaum as the first female and Jewish president of Mexico. He criticizes the media for focusing on identity politics and historical milestones rather than the implications of political decisions. He emphasizes the need for objective reporting and analysis of political developments.